Hello and welcome to the conference call. My name is Chris Edwards and I'm here with my two other lovely co-hosts, TJ and Rex. Fellas, how you doing today?
Lovely.
I'm
Okay,
good.
okay, everybody's looking good. I see the mesh top, I see the
Mm.
polka dots, the hair is right, and someone's got a drink. We're ready to go.
For
Yes.
those of us who have hair.
Mm,
Oh no, you know
it's
what?
only listen,
You
it's
know,
it's
started
it's
already.
barely there, so
He is
we
such
ain't
a
really,
Honestly,
hater. He is
you know.
such a
honestly,
hater.
I'll give it 3 years.
I don't even give it that much.
I'll, we will both see you then.
Listen, he's a great makeup artist. I would not believe that some of that is not makeup.
Oh,
Okay. Anyway, let's talk about today's topic. We're talking about fair weather friends, the truth behind superficial friends. Now, I know that all of us have come across this at some point in our life and have or had friends that were superficial and, as they would say, fair weather friends. What do you guys think about that?
I'm waiting for TJ to speak on this because I'm sure he has a lot of experience on both sides of the table.
I
Oh,
don't know if I do, to be honest. I'm trying to think. Fair weather friend, people who are only there for the good times. I don't know. I think I've been fortunate enough not to experience those types of people.
Okay,
Um,
but what about being that type of person?
and also not being that type of person. In fact, I try to consciously not be that type of person because I feel like I easily could. Um, and I don't know. Some of my friends may disagree. I don't know,
I
but
disagree.
your opinion doesn't count. Hush up.
honestly, I don't know. I don't. I would really have to think long and hard to come up with an example.
Well, listen, I have one for you. This actually happened to me somewhat recently, and I don't have a problem talking about it. I won't use any names, but
I mean, you could.
someone that I was friendly with for a little while, I was reaching out to them, just checking up on them, seeing how they're doing, and you know, dead silence, nothing. And then out of the blue,
Mm,
I get a message and it's like, well, what happened? But what it all turned out to be was that they wanted something. And it
mm,
was something by association.
mm,
I'm not going to get into specifics, but the moment I said that I wasn't going to be around or I wasn't going to be at this event, it was like I heard nothing else. It was crickets after that again. So it just goes to show that people you think you know that you think have your best interest at heart don't always look out for you, and always they have ulterior motives.
mm.
And
Is it
it's
shady if I say the name?
is is there any
we,
chance that they may watch this?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
Probably
Hmm.
not.
No, I'm
Um,
hoping that they
I
would, to
mean,
be honest.
I'll tell you guys afterwards who it
I
was.
already know who it is.
I'm sure you know who it is. But it's sad, like in this day and age, and at our age, because they're not that far off from me in age, um, that you've lived a life, you've got children, and you still want to act like that. It's just like, have you not learned any life lessons? Are
Mm,
you do you want to still continue to live like this and do those type of things? Because in the long run, you're only going to end up hurting yourself because you're not creating genuine friendships. You're not creating long lasting friendships, or maybe that's not really even what you want. Maybe you're just there to get what you can get and leave. And it's not as though this person did not actually say that to me in similar words in passing before. So it was in a separate conversation, and I didn't really think about it till after it happened to me. I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. This person told me who they were, and I didn't pay attention to it, and it wasn't intentional because I think I'm pretty good on picking up on people and reading what they're saying, but I missed this one. So
mm.
I'll say, I take the hit for that when I was wrong. I didn't see it coming, but you know it didn't really burn me because they didn't get anything out of it from me. So
And I mean, hindsight is always 2020. You can
Yeah,
always you're not always able to see a person's motives or intentions in the moment.
yeah,
A lot of times, most times, those things are only revealed, after the fact.
Mhm.
So
yeah, yeah. And
You
some
know, but
people,
what about like the drip drop friends? I call them drip drop friends because they are a little different than a fair weather friend, right? Because you think of a fair weather friend as people who's around like when times are good, or if they may need something for you, or they think that you're going to be able to help them do something or whatever, right? But what about those they spoon feed you the pieces of what a friendship should be, but
mm,
don't really give a fuck about you for real. You know what I mean? They just want to keep you in their you keep themselves in your good graces in the event that
that's something.
something good happens to you. And
mm,
that way they can, be associated, or they see your potential, but they don't really like you, but they don't really want to not let you be, you know, free of their presence.
Yes,
You guys know what I'm talking about?
yes,
mm. It sounds
yeah.
like you have an example or a
Uh,
story
yeah,
that you'd like to share.
I have tons of examples, unfortunately, but
Oh.
I um I used to have this friend who, because it is in my nature to be a helpful person, I think even though a lot of people may not get that from me, it really is. But I could tell that they didn't have everything that they needed to
Mm,
be fully functional, right? And so I would do things like, hey, come with me and we're gonna do this, or what I'm saying, or whatever. Just whatever I was doing, I made sure that they could do it too, because at the time I thought that we were friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
But over time I realized that when you were doing better, the better you were doing, the less I heard from you. Or
Mm,
if you were being invited to another something and it was like you like in riddles. So last weekend I did so and so and it was cool or whatever. But you don't say what it really was, and you don't ever talk about it until until the event is already over. You don't get what I'm saying? Like it's always some sort of subterfuge going on beneath the surface.
mm,
mm.
Yeah.
Um, all of so the I guess the one thing that pops into my head when we're talking about this is this person was not a friend. I would never categorize this person as a friend.
Yeah.
They were actually a manager. Um, when I this was ages ago when I was working for this financial company. Um, I so when I was working there, this manager was super encouraging, super inspirational, seemingly, wanted to help you, wanted to encourage you, wanted you to, stick in there, blah blah blah. Because the work was hard. It was half commission work, half salary work.
Hmm.
And so for me, it was very difficult because I had basically taken a pay cut. Long story short, I got to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to quit. I have to find a better paying job, or at least a job that's paying me what I was paying before I came here, blah, blah, blah. Um, and so when I made that decision, this manager wanted to have a conversation with me, just to kind of make sure that that was the right decision for me and blah, 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 which is all well and good. I stuck to my guns. I was like, yeah, I understand. I have to do it. And the whole time, while you're there, he and pretty much everybody in a role that's not being salaried, that's not being paid a commission, they're all like, it's really gonna be hard, but you can keep doing it. It's hard work, but in a couple of years you can coast and blah blah blah. They're trying to keep you on the hamster wheel, basically because as you make money, they make money.
mhm,
So when I decided to quit and I left, I never heard anything else from this person, which I was not expecting to. I wasn't expecting to hear anything from this person anymore. Um, However, what happened, I don't know, shortly after I quit and I got my new job, I got a text from him basically saying, "Hey TJ, how are things going?" And I was like, well, let me go back. So prior to me quitting, I was in another position with the same company. I hadn't heard anything from anything from this person. So yeah, I get a new job, whole different company. I get a text out of the blue, "Hey TJ, how's it going?" And I'm like, I ain't heard from you in a minute. I'm like, I'm good. How, like, what's going on? How are you? I'm like, oh, I'm good, just checking up on you. Um, just wanted to see if so and so works for this company that you work for. And I'm like, oh, that's the reason that you're reaching out to me. It wasn't, you don't give a fuck about me really, because I haven't heard from
Mm-mm.
you in X amount of time. When I decided to get off this hamster wheel that was very toxic for me, I didn't hear shit from you. I didn't get a TJ, how's it going? I know that you transitioned to this other role. Just wanted to check. I didn't hear shit from you. But I got this new job. You found out where I work. You found out somebody else who works there who might be of a benefit to you. You reach out to me. Oh, does so and so work there? I left them on red.
Mm.
So yeah, that was thankfully not a friend, but that's the one, I guess, circumstance that pops into my head as we're talking about fair weather friends.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think we all encounter that in coworkers for sure. It's
Mm,
just really a bummer when they are people who purport to be friends.
So
right.
hold on, let me ask this question because yes, we're talking about friends, but have you ever encountered uh someone you're dating as a fair weather person who is only in the relationship for what they can get out of it? That's a little twist. I know we didn't talk about it, but
Ooh,
I
that
Yeah,
is
think
a
I'm gonna have to tap
twist.
out of that one because that ain't ever happened to me.
I don't from I, in a way, I feel like possibly.
Hmm.
I'll take my last relationship as an example. I feel as though emotionally I provided a lot to that person that I don't think he got anywhere else in his life or perhaps in any other relationship.
Hmm.
Um, and I think emotionally he loved that. That was something that he needed, obviously. But when all was said and done, he wasn't able to give that back to me,
Hmm.
basically.
Mm.
And so yeah, I think I guess in that context, yeah, he was a fair weather friend, um, because he was just using me, possibly even subconsciously, using me for the emotional support and the love that I was providing to him that he clearly was not getting elsewhere.
Hmm.
I
Mm.
think he thought he was getting it elsewhere with all of these, because he had a bunch of friends. He had a big group of friends, and they all used to do all X, Y, and Z, and they would go out of the country all the time, and blah 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 blah. But as I would hang out with them, I sort of started getting the vibe that like y'all really aren't friends. Like y'all kind of disrespect this man sometimes, and it was very surface level. Their friendship to me, as I guess an outsider,
Hmm.
felt very surface level, and me, I was going very much deeper with him. And so I noticed with him he would act differently from us being together to with his friends. So I'm just like, yeah, some is off here. So yeah, I think I was providing him a very deep source of emotional support where he was not getting elsewhere.
I
Okay.
have a follow up question for that though. So not necessarily about your relationship, just in general. I'm curious about what you guys may think about this. So what do you think what do you think makes an individual susceptible to these type of people?
Whew. Lack of, in his case, I would say a lack of self love. In his case, I would say a lack of self love, a lack of self respect, and trying to fill that void with external things.
But what about you made you slow made you attractive to, what do you think it is about you that made you
Oh,
attracted to him, like, or what is it about you that you think brought him into your space or your life?
mm. So that's a really good question. I think on maybe a basic level, I'm one of those people who like to try to heal.
Mm-hmm.
I see a person, I see this beautiful individual, I see this beautiful person who has exhibited all of these, or not all of these, but a lot of like beautiful characteristics. And then I notice a hurt in you, a pain in you, where I think that makes you even more of a beautiful person.
Mm-hmm.
But in that, I feel like that's a red flag because again, if you lack self-love, as RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love
Right.
somebody else, right?
Right.
So I think that's kind of what made that was one of the things that attracted me to him. It was like, ooh, there's this pain. I want to heal. I want to get in there.
I was gonna say that. So let me just kind
Yeah.
of jump in. Do you feel as though, because I think a lot of times people who are attracted to people like that are somewhat of people pleasers, always want to please people,
Mm-hmm.
but then also always wanting to try to heal someone. And here's the thing, like I've realized over the course of my 47 years on this earth is that I can't and I do not want to change anyone. You
Mm,
know, present yourself as who you are and I'll take you as you are.
Or
um
not.
exactly. But I'm not here to change anybody. You
mm-hmm.
have to do that work on your own, because I
Yeah.
think that we all have work that we need to do individually. I think that we can help each other to grow and to heal, but it is not the responsibility of the other person to do that for you. You have to be able to put in the work. If you're not willing to put in the work for yourself, you can't expect anyone else to do it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
the experiences that you've had, what was it? What is it about you that you think that attracted them to you?
So one of the things is, I think that I am the type of person where, and I think you guys can probably even attest to this. I'm very open when it comes to people. I think I know how to listen, and people confide in me because I think I'm trustworthy. I think that I am trustworthy, and people trust
You are
me
trustworthy.
when you tell me something that it's like a safe or a hole. It goes in and it just never comes back out. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But
Girl,
it
I'm gonna let you have it.
I, I set myself up. I heard myself after I said it, but the one thing that I've realized that is, yes, I am those things, but where I've fallen into a trap in the past, which I don't allow myself to do anymore, is when I see that there is any type of toxicity with um, the individual, or if they're not willing to work on themselves, I have to step back and say, you know what? I think you need to do work on yourself, or this is not a friendship or a relationship for me. And here's the thing, I'm going to say that to you because I needed to be clear. It's so funny. I just watched, I don't know if you guys watch The Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer on CBS
I
or
need
on
three more
Paramount
birth.
Plus.
I had to have three more birthdays for
Okay, whatever. But
that.
they were talking just about that particular topic.
Mm.
Um, and I am not here to be your savior. I can be a friend. I can listen, and if you ask my opinion, I can give it to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do or how to change your life. I That's not me. I'm not
Yeah.
Dr. Phil. I'm not, certified in any of these things. I can only come to it from my point of view, my opinion. And I always tell people, listen, no, this is just my opinion. This is how I've dealt with it. It works for me. It doesn't necessarily it's going to work for you. But the other thing too is I'm here to listen. But the moment I see you, that negativity, and I only see you come around when you want to. You only answer the phone or the text messages when you find it convenient for you. It's just like, you know what? All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Please. I don't have time for that. And that's what something that happened actually recently. I removed this person from my social media feed. I don't have anything to do with them. And if they were to reach back out to me right now, I'd be like, how can I help you? Because you know,
Yeah.
it's been, I mean, months.
Again, is it shady if I say their name?
We're not gonna do.
Let's
Listen. We're
not
not.
do
We're
it.
not gonna be those people.
It is shady, and that would be very you. So let's not.
No, speaking of that, so I was listening to Chris talking about how he doesn't want to be a savior, he don't want to change people, and when he detects toxicity, he rejects the relationship. I am sitting here wondering to myself,
How you're still his friend?
yes, how did
But
I
see, here's.
escape the toxic filter?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We've created a genuine bond in friendship. We all have our baggage that we bring to relationships.
Mm,
But here's the thing with us, and this goes for anyone that I deal with. When you can acknowledge that you have faults and that you are working on your issues, we can continue to be friends. I'm not perfect. We've both stated, that we're not perfect people, that we have our issues that we're dealing with. And we've had deep conversations about this.
mm,
And we put in the work to keep this friendship going. That goes for everyone on this screen. You know what I mean? But when it is a situation where someone only comes to you when they want something, they'll dump their baggage on you. But then when you just want to have a general conversation, how you doing, this and that, they're never there. They don't return phone calls. They don't return text messages. And then they call you when they see that there's an opportunity for them to be a part of something or go to something or do something. It's just like, wait a minute, I've been reaching out to you for months, and either you were very short with me or you just never responded. And like, we would speak on a regular basis all the time. So what changed? Like,
Mhm.
explain to me what changed, because I obviously don't know. Did I do something to offend you? And if that's the case, I'm expecting you as a grown ass adult to come to me and say, hey, look, I think something you said or you did to me either hurt my feelings or it didn't sit well with me. Let's have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, that's the stuff that we've done in the past when,
right,
we're not perfect. We've had
right.
our disagreements, but we all come together. We'll either do a text change or we'll say, you know what, let's have a FaceTime. And we sit there and we talk about it. The conversation might not be pretty or it might not be something we want to hear, but we deal with it as fucking adults.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? We make up and we move on. And it's like, it's in the past, it happened, and we live our lives.
I'm thinking about TJ and his response to the initial question of not having had the experience with too many fair weather friends or that kind of situation. And I feel like something that's true about him is also sort of true about me, which is there are certain things about certain people's personalities that just kind of exclude them from certain dynamics. And I think that TJ's way of being automatically excludes him from this situation too often because, first of all, he ain't that invested, bitch.
I was about to say. I was about to say. For you to get close to me, you've gone through several filters already.
Yes.
Whether you know it or
Listen,
not, you've gone through a
listen.
couple of filters already.
We've gone through those strainers. Listen,
Because
we went through the big
listen,
Yeah.
strainer, the little strainer.
Actually,
Yeah.
I
I'd like to go through again because the last time I shed a few pounds. You know what I'm saying?
And then
But
he
no,
uses
but
the funnel.
exactly. TJ is very like, why are you being nice to me? I don't like
I need to know your motives. I need to know
Yeah.
your motives. I got trust issues. No, but this is true though, because like, okay, so going back to what you just said, like as we've talked, and I fully realized at the top of the episode, I said, oh, I don't know. I've thought of two more people that I could talk about. I have a list of two more people I could talk about. But no,
Come on, bus. Let me
it's
roll over.
true though. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, last night when I
Oh,
was
bitch.
when,
Where's
last
the
night when
old
I was
bitch
at the
sign?
gym,
Oh, you want the old bitch
Yes,
banner?
we need this is the old bitch
is this the
moment.
old bitch moment?
Yes, two more people. Old bitch.
I I pay especially now, I pay very close attention to the way people act and the things that they say. And I'm sure this comes with, the older you get, as Wanda Sykes said, the older you get, the less you care. The older you get, the less
Yes.
fucks you give. So I am automatically picking up on things when people, what, like the way people act or what they say, that
Mhm.
will either push me in a yes direction with them or a no direction with them. So last night I was at I was at the gym. This attractive guy who's very cute. We've talked before. He said something about somebody else at the gym that I didn't necessarily care for, and I was like, ugh, no.
To the left.
So
He
to
swiped
me,
left.
these
Oh
days,
my God, it was IRL Christian Mingle. You swiped on him in person.
I swiped on him in real life. But no, and that last relationship I was talking about, I feel like, well, it taught me a lot, but it also taught me how to identify red flags, one, and to identify them
Early.
quicker
Mhm.
Mm.
and to really trust my instincts. So um I don't know how much time we want to spend on
No,
like
but I
episode.
have a follow-up before
Okay.
you move on from that thought because it's like a running river, girl. So if you say that you have these filters in place and you've learned to detect the red flags sooner, right?
Mhm, mhm.
My question for you then is what have you done about the people who are still in your life that you misjudged initially?
Mm.
Oh, when you still in my
Because I
life,
know I'm one of them, bitch. So go on, spit it out.
you mean misjudged in a negative way or a positive way?
It doesn't matter. I think that misjudgment doesn't have to have a positive or negative connotation. I
Okay.
think that what I'm really asking is like you so say because here's the thing. Like for me, I'll use myself as an example. A lot of people mistake my motives for things, right?
Hmm.
Because
You
it's
shady.
like, why you being so nice? Why you doing this? Or why are you acting this way? Or why are you giving this compliment? Or this, that, and the other, or whatever, because they're so unaccustomed to civility. But that's another
Is
topic.
that what it is?
That felt like a
That's
shot
another topic.
fire.
But my point is like you think to yourself, oh, okay, I'm gonna just see what he really want or what he really up to or whatever like that. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that that's been my experience. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, honestly, sometimes. So some.
Girl, are you having a seizure, girl?
No, I'm processing.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes there are times where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I was perhaps wrong about this person. And then there are other times where I'm like, I'm still gonna keep one eye open.
Yeah.
I'm still looking at you out of my peripheral. Um,
Well, y'all go up for review every 30 days in my mind. So.
Well,
so yeah,
look,
I
we've
mean,
been for a couple of years, so I guess we made it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
right. But then again, like I told Chris, like you can't. Sometimes things fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
As an example, my last best friend, like we were friends for ages, and then we got to a certain point where I just saw things about him that, and they may have been present in the beginning of our relationship or not, but I just started to see things, and I was like, yeah, I don't think we're in the same
I
place
don't think
anymore.
that counts though, TJ, because
I think you
like,
evolved as a
yeah, I
person.
don't think that you are who you were then, who you are
Yeah,
now. So
Yeah.
like I think that your validation system or your verification system, his blue badge got revoked because
yeah.
because the criteria changed.
But
Can he pay for one?
I think
What'd you
that, and
say?
to me, what?
No, I was
What'd you
asking,
say, Chris?
can he pay for one now? A blue
Yeah,
badge.
he
Oh,
can't pay for it. Mm-mm. TJ don't accept monetary remuneration for friendship.
oh, that's true. I only accept them in sexual favors. Um,
I
but
was specific, bitch.
but no, I think that's the way to answer your question. I think that's the way I go back and I determine my judgment, like by growing and evolving and finding out not necessarily if somebody is right or wrong for me, but if
Mm.
we've just grown apart necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mm,
we were in each other's lives, and this is for anybody, not necessarily one particular person, but we were in each other's lives for a set period of time. There was a purpose for us being in each other's
Mhm.
lives. We've grown with each other for however many years, months, days, and now we're diverging paths, and
right.
it's a natural thing that happens. um so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It
Yeah.
happens, and
Okay, I'm through asking questions. Thank you guys for being transparent.
Of
no,
course.
this was really good. I mean, what conclusions can we draw as we close this episode out? To fair weather friends.
I think my conclusion is that I have had to learn over the past few years, even, that everybody just don't deserve access to the
Mm.
full version of me, right? Some people need to just get the light or the trial version. Just saying.
You know what? Here's the thing. You might have been joking when you said, but I actually love that statement. I
Yeah.
think
I'm
that's
dead ass
so
serious.
true. That is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone is entitled to the full version of yourself. They
Yeah.
can get that little bit that light that expires after a 5-day
7
trial.
days, bitch. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even give them this full 7 days. You get 5 days to figure it out. If you can't figure
Yeah.
it out, expiration expires on
Trial expired. Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And
I
it's
would
okay to stop trying. That I think that
I don't have
is
time to
the
try.
thing for me.
Listen, as you get older, time gets shorter. So I don't have time.
That's
Damn.
the thing. That's the thing that's the thing I had to learn, is that it's okay to stop trying, because what it used to feel like with me was like, if I stopped trying, and in fact, I think I watched a Facebook or Instagram video about this just the other day. Like, it felt like if I stopped trying, then I just gave up on the person, and you aren't supposed to give up on people as far
Because you
that.
don't want to throw people
Says
away.
who?
Right, that was my mindset, and especially like,
Please.
I don't know, because I don't know, I felt a certain amount of compassion for this person, and I again saw how beautiful they are and blah blah blah. It's like, oh, I don't want to give up on them, but it's okay to give up on people.
Let me tell you something.
I just
I
want to
think
say, hold on, Chris. I just want to say this one thing while TJ's in this moment, because everything that you just said is more about TJ than it is about the other people.
I
yeah,
agree. Yeah,
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 yeah.
So,
And
like, just apply all of that care and understanding to yourself.
hmm
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that it'll benefit you. Okay,
Come
that's
on,
And
all.
therapy
my
moment.
what I was gonna say, just to kind of add on to what TJ was saying, was that, um one, I come off as a really nice, easygoing type of person,
Not
but
really, girl.
I will let me say something. I will cut you off in a heartbeat. And I've done this to family members.
Same.
It's like, nope, I'm not going to allow you to destroy my happiness. I've worked too hard to get to a place where I'm happy, I'm content. We all have our struggles, but I'm not going to allow you to come in and to eat away at me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm this. I haven't cut off any family members. I haven't had to, thankfully, but I have cut off over the years. I've definitely cut off friends, or
Mhm.
people who used to be friends, for various reasons. Uh, but yeah, it's like, when things go sour, you just gotta cut them off, because
Yep.
Yeah.
you're not doing anything for me. You're like, you're more of a detriment than anything else. So yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, this has been an awesome conversation. I really enjoyed this topic, and I think that we can even talk about this even more. But before we go, I just want you guys to make sure that you subscribe, you like this post, and you hit the notification button so that you're notified when we upload more videos. Guys, we miss you for another exciting episode of the conference call. Have a good one, everybody.
Deuces.